When most people think of Pythagoras, they think of the famous theorem associated with his name that is taught to adolescents worldwide. However, Pythagoras was also the religious leader of a cult that worshipped mathematics and who believed that Pythagoras was a literal living god. Here are 20 of the strangest rules for members of the Pythagorean order. The Pythagoreans were required to spit on their nail and hair clippings. Other rules include, stay away from beans. Also, do not write in the snow. Do not allow swallows around your house. Do not urinate while facing the sun. Do not feed animals with crooked claws. Do not eat fish with black tails. Do not eat brains. Do not eat with your left hand. Do not plant palm trees. Do not look in the mirror by torchlight. Sacrifice an odd number to the celestial gods, and an even number to the underworld gods. Put on your right shoe first and wash your left foot first. Never sing without the accompaniment of the harp. Do not sleep at noon. Do not sleep on a grave. Do not spill oil on your seat. Do not break bread. Keep vinegar far from you. When it thunders, touch the ground. Part of the interest in these rules is that they seem so arbitrary and absurd, more akin to superstitions than the dictates of a thinker so brilliant that he was a major influence on several pre-Socratic philosophers and none other than Plato himself, and whose focus on the purification of the soul would influence via the Middle Platonists, early Christian thinkers. We picture the Pythagorean accidentally eating a bean or forgetting to touch the ground after it thunders, and being repentant or perhaps even chastised. However, even though the many of the ancients, including Aristotle, claimed the Pythagoreans took these rules literally, other scholars believe these maxims were really metaphors for living a better life. For example, let's take the rule to not allow swallows to nest around one's house. Swallows are known as noisy and active birds, and the maxim may be against letting noise and idle chatter into one's home, which ought to be a place for quiet contemplation. Or the rule to avoid beans. A common interpretation is that this means one ought to avoid participating in voting on political issues, a common voting system in ancient Greece being to cast votes with black and white beans, which were then tallied by officials. Or take the strange precept to not urinate while facing the sun. The sun could represent the public eye, and given the absence of public restrooms, one had to find a place to urinate away from the public. This act shows modesty and respect for others, so the maxim may be about being respectful and modest in general. Furthermore, to Pythagoras, erotic feelings were counter to the spiritual life, so the so-called rule might also entail not exposing oneself for risk of arousing or enticing others, and to keep one's sexual parts or erotic fancies hidden or in the dark, rather than in the light of the public eye or even the eye of another individual. Regardless of whether or not the Pythagorean mandates are meant to be taken literally or not, it is certainly entertaining to imagine a member of the Pythagorean order religiously spitting on their hair and nail clippings or resisting the urge to write in a fresh blanket of snow.